Okay, relatively quiet day on August 8th, 2021. Garden growing update. So this is what the one side looks like. And then it goes to that side and then goes to the right of the wall back around behind me. So we'll start over in this section right here, all the way to the left so you can see. So the sprinklers just got going and it's around, I think it's around 1 o'clock now. But the sprinklers come on every once in a while. They weren't doing it for like 2 weeks or more because of the drought and the high temps and all that. Now they've been coming on over the last 2 weeks, I guess, a week and a half, 2 weeks. So I don't have to water as much, but some of the things you can tell are like the red poppies will wilt a little bit and some of the smaller flowers from the sprinklers, but they're just right enough, I guess, because everything's surviving. So I'll start over here. That gladiolus is about to open. And there you're going to see the zinnia. There'll be two colors, shades of pinks that are opening over here. The different snapdragons, different color snapdragons. And again, I'll film as best I can. I can't really see when I look at the camera to what you're seeing here. And the zinnias are these pink ones that you see in front. And oh cool, so we got a butterfly on one of them today. A live action cam. Live action cam. I love that. This is one of the best parts of seeing all the bugs do what they do, even the ants. Alright, so over here, nice and slow if I can, we've got cucumber. The one guy is huge. Almost ready to pick, I guess. And then there's about, you can see, here's another little guy in here. You can see that. There's about 5 total. Some of them turn yellow when they're that size and then they die. I'm not sure why. My guess is that there's too much water maybe. So we got carrots in here. They're all carrots. And again, it's bizarre. The carrots over there are tall and bigger and they slowly go smaller when they get here, even though I plant them at the same time. Here's the beautiful zinnia. These things are awesome. Wait till you see the one on the other side. And then some more carrots in there. These, so you know when we walk through, these are cosmos, these are poppies, one kind of poppy. And that tall little skinny one, I'm going to show you when it's flowered, that's called a larkspur. So the red bell peppers from Red Bell Pepper Organic that I bought in the store and seeded it, worked. Wait till you see them on the other side. Same thing with tomatoes. Some tomatoes are organic seeds, non-GMO I bought, and some are non-GMO organic that I bought from the store. And they're both the same because they come up the same and they work well. You can see they're flowering like crazy here. And then over here, some more tomatoes. And then we got the dill, and then you got cilantro, basil on the bottom. And in the far corner, underneath the blue and the white little flowers, is a whole bunch of parsley coming up. These things with the funky leaves are now known as hollyhock. And I'll show you one on the other side that's growing. So over there, let's see if we can get this. I took 2 strawberries off, and there's 2 more strawberries growing on there. This is a really good size viola. It's bushy and coming up well. The others are very singular and 1 or 2 flowers, where this is like more like a growing like a little nice plant. And then that is the marigolds. And the other side has various colors. This is one actual plant. Some of them grow single and kind of weak, like a little tiny stem and a flower. This grows like a bush, so that's really cool. And here's another shade of that zinnia. This one's more pink. The other one has a pinkish red to it. And then the snapdragons, those are poppies, the red guys. I'm not sure about the blues. These little blues, I'll show you over here. They might be for a brand of forget-me-nots. Like this might be forget-me-nots or Sweet Williams. I'm not sure. And then those awesome blues. And those guys in the back, I don't know if you can see if I'm blocking the sun or not, but they're larkspur. And they'll grow really, really tall. And they'll form seed pods just like the snapdragon. So when the flower dies, you clip them off. They'll grow new flowers and it will keep growing taller and taller. Otherwise, at the end of the year, you let them form pods, and you'll have flowers for next time. And that's the snapdragon. They'll do the same thing. I don't know what, oops, sorry. These little guys are. And here's a closer view. They're wilting now of larkspur, so they'll be coming off soon so they can grow more. Here's a nice shot of these blues. And these little pink guys in here. Not sure what they are. These gladioluses are starting to come up as well. Here's another shot of the blues over here. They're awesome looking. Wait till you see this other section I got going on. So there's things that I don't know what they are yet, like I don't know what that is. Here's another one up front. I don't know what this big bush is growing here, this flower guy. Oh, it's gonna flower too, so we'll know soon. So that's cool. Sunflowers in the back. And down in the front, some more snaps seeded on their own. Some marigold, and the watermelon here is doing pretty well. So that's good. And I'll just swing slowly this way so you can kind of get a look at it. And then I'm going to go to the other section right here. So we'll talk about this section with the sunflower in a moment. Just a quick view over here. So I got some stuff coming up over here along with the snaps. The little blue guys are coming up. The larkspur, the zinnia is going to flower there too. I'm going to cut some of the zinnia leaves off because there's a marigold in the back. I can't see with the camera and I don't want to keep bobbling the camera, but yeah, I guess you can see. It's hard to tell with the sun and my shadow, so hope this comes out pretty well so I can get close-ups on it. Let it focus for a minute. So just in case anybody watching back home or the family, here's one that didn't go. So you pinch it off with your fingers or a scissor because that's going to be a seed pod. We don't want it right now. Now it will grow. It will regrow more flowers like that. At the end of the year, you let them grow. They pod out. They turn brown. They have a hole in the top, and you keep them, or you pour the seeds into an envelope. It's real easy. All right, so let's talk about this section. This is awesome. Hopefully it gets on camera. There's so many colors here. So first let's talk about the sunflower. ¿Cómo está? All right, so this was my prized possession. It had the most beautiful bronzy orange color, but it never really opened. It stayed like a heart shape and it didn't open, and it started falling the leaves off. But I have like 7 to 8 more that are gonna form, so that's cool. Hopefully they'll all open. I'm pretty sure they will because they're on their own stalk, where this one was bound up with the rest of them, and it kind of looked like it was not able to go. And then all of a sudden they started doing that. So down here, another little zinnia guy. And then over here, you can see the blues, that beautiful white, the purples, the orange hidden over there. Hopefully this is coming out without glare. And then I'll stop the camera for a moment so you can see. This guy is so beautiful. So this is the hollyhock, and they're supposed to be 5 to 7 feet tall. So some are only like 3 to 5 inches and they flower. And you can see this is going to have like 3 to 4 flowers coming up over the back top. Kid's cool. He's like this little El Salvador kid, but he looks like Japanese. All right, so over here, I don't know what these are. I'm waiting for them for 2 weeks now to open, but it looks like they're drying up instead of opening. So they might, maybe that's what they are supposed to be. I don't know, but they're cool. And that's a different kind of poppy over there. And these are larkspur again. They'll grow really tall. They're supposed to be huge 5 to 6 feet. And then over here, again, one of those balls. One all by itself, the other one has the 3. So, hope that's coming out. Hope you guys get to see. Instead of pictures, you know, sometimes it's better on the video to see the whole section as I get up close. See if you make sure I can get these guys in the view here. Okay, so this is awesome now, this section, because the big boys came up. They didn't face the sun totally, but first time on all this gardening, and the gladiolus is a bulb, everything else is seed. So I placed the bulb with the point facing upwards, and you just got to hope that it grows straight up and outwards, but it kind of went this way. But let's see if I can get how beautiful that is. There should be 13 of these on each one so far. How awesome is that? Hope the camera's focusing. I can't tell, but I hope it's focusing, because man, these things are awesome. I have 5 different colors, and I'm hoping that they come up all over. And then some lady that used to live here, she wanted me to plant these succulents. I know nothing about them. I know that they probably shouldn't get a lot of water, so I don't know how they're going to do, but we'll see. This section is a little barren. These guys got whacked by the wind. The other one over here is doing all right. These lupine you're going to see are still small. 1, 2. And my pearl inlaid mussel shell from a river. Wait till you see the one lupine. It's huge compared to these, and they all went in at the same time. The sprinklers aren't working that well, so this has got flooded. I put them in before the sprinklers came on, and then of course they turned them back on, and it's still 95 to 100 degrees. This guy's gonna go bloom, and then the sunflower. Then this is this section over here. Again, some of the poppies, they don't withstand the sprinkler or the wind all that well. They're like a 2 to 4 day flower, and that's about it. Here's the patch of tomatoes with tons of flowers everywhere, so that's a good sign. Cantaloupe from seed of a cantaloupe I bought from the store. Same thing with tomatoes and red bell pepper. They're flowering like crazy. No melons yet, but they're flowering, so that's a good sign. The watermelon is huge. It's got to be like about 4.5, 5 feet long. But lots of flowers, no melons yet. The red romaine down on the ground in the middle, if you can see it, is doing well. It kind of stunted its growth for now. The summer bib, I took the biggest one out because it started to bolt and it wanted to turn into like a stalk, so I ate it last night for dinner. It was a little bitter, but it was good. So again, like, it's kind of a test to see how well these would do. They're supposed to be in heat and sun. That's why they call them summer bib, but it might have been even too extreme. I don't know. And you can see the sizes of them are you know, pretty good size. But as they go down the line here, they get smaller and smaller and smaller. So now that it's August, I'll start hopefully harvest them soon, and then replant some others that do better in the cold weather. Now my prized possession over here is this zinnia. It's been 2.5 to 3 weeks. It's finally wilting down to be cut, but it's the biggest, bushiest, these two, of the zinnia. And you know, my parents and my family has pictures back home, but anybody watching the video, there's my hand. It's awesome, and this was a good color shade of pink in there, and it will have flowers everywhere. That one's gonna go soon, that one's gonna go soon, and just a nice thing. And then over here, that's honeydew from a melon in there, and I think the one in the back is called a hammy melon. It's basically a football-shaped cantaloupe. Again, I'm hoping that this comes out because of the shade and the sun. So these tall guys here, I'm not sure what it is, but I'm hoping it will be awesome. More sunflower, zinnias, sunflower, poppy. There's one more strawberry down in the bottom there. And then there's some more of those blues. I love these blues. They got such like brightness to them. Some of the strawberries didn't come up. The two on the other side you saw, this one's coming in close behind it. So that should do good and produce. I got 4 in my house that are producing. And here's a cosmos. My family, you saw the picture of the white one. This is just fading now. I wanted to get it, but I couldn't do it because of the noise, and you know, it's an apartment complex, so it's hard, but you can't really see the beauty. Well, you saw it in the pictures, my family back home. The people on this view, on this video, if you watch it, you got to see how beautiful this is before it starts wilting away like that. There's going to be another one, so that's cool. Actually, there's going to be another two on that one, on one plant. There's some red bell peppers hidden in the back over there, and in this side right here. Then over on this side, you know, I kind of seeded them like that, and they're just a mixed varieties. Remember, those are Cosmos and I don't knows. Over here, a zinnia and Cosmos patch with some I don't knows. Potato that I tried to cut and sprout instead of keeping it whole like I normally do, and I wanted to see. So I put the half potato in the ground, and it turned out to be like that. And a tomato plant that after 2 years started to bite the dust, I planted it in the ground out here, and it seems to be coming back alive. I can see new stuff in there. And I don't know, and some more sunflowers. And some Cosmos around there, and this awesome patch that should get better and better each week. The first to come up were the violas. That was these little guys here, and like I said, they're skinny over here, but on the other side 3 or 4 are in a bigger, thicker plant, which is cool. And the marigolds over here, we got yellow, we got orange, we got yellow orange. These two zinnia are starting to come up over here. And again, you pinch these or cut them after they go, and it will produce another flower, another branch, so that's cool. And then that's a blueberry bush over here, a dwarf blueberry. And then these guys here, this is a great patch that it's got 4 zinnia ready to come up, and this massive marigold compared to the rest of them on there. So you can see how cool that is. And this is also a marigold, so you can see the difference in how this one's going to be a bigger one compared to the single little guy like this one. This is just like a single little guy. But remember, I showed you the two on the other side were like 3 times the size bushy, like 2 times the size bushy this way and above. So yeah, really nice stuff. So I had a whole bunch of poppies here, and as you can see, they expired and they're going to seed out. The ones with the balls drooping are going to be new ones. So I'll probably come and keep some so they seed out. And there's a snapdragon growing in there as well, and a snapdragon growing there as well. I'll keep some to let them seed out, and then I'll cut some so they grow, regrow, and flower again. And if you're saying throughout the video about 2 things, well, what about all the weeds, or why do you let these things grow? Because I see bumblebees, fly-looking bees, little mini bees, and honeybees all go on those. So I leave these kind of things because to me they're not weeds. To me they're flowers and something part of the ecosystem. And you know, when I see bugs or something on them, then I know they're doing something good for the environment. And I don't mind the weed bed or this. Now I wouldn't let stuff overtake it and swarm the flowers. I would pull them out or cut them because I know they regrow so fast. But I like to just keep everything as natural as possible. So over here, looks like the weed whacker guy might have misplaced it and he got one of them. Some more marigolds, some snapdragons, some I don't knows. And then over here, there's, oh, this Cosmos has 3 flowers growing on it. Some marigolds. The big flowery things, like the big huge hand looking things that are just green, are called lupine. Check this one out. So now this one is not really expire, so you can tell how beautiful that is. And it's got another one behind it and another one below it. So you can see how pretty that is. And they're called cosmos, so if you like them back home, Mom or Amy or anybody, they're so easy to grow. I grow them in, the zinnia and the cosmos grow wonderful out here and in the pots, even with the wind. Even with the wind. So, nice little mixture here. This guy came up a few times with 3 flowers. It's a poppy variety, I think California poppy. Then it died, and then it came up, and now it died again. And then there's a sunflower here that's gonna go. And a whole bunch of good watermelon on this side is going really well. And in the back there, you can see the cosmos, sunflower, and some I don't knows, but mostly cosmos and a sunflower. So that's this section. Okay, so over here is their plant. And again, here's one of those. And this is the big lupines, lupinea, whatever you want to call it, I don't know. It's gonna be awesome. And then check this out. I don't know if you can see it, the dang shade. Oh, it's driving me nuts if you can't see that. Because I'm looking on the camera and it's just not like it looks. It's so beautiful. Is everybody learning their Spanish today? So, dang it, it's just not picking up that beautiful color. I'll have to try to get it in the sun and on pictures. Nah, it's not. Well, hopefully it will come out on the video a little bit, that you can see that beautiful color. If not, I'll take a really short video of all the gladiolus when they happen. Somebody put something here, it looks like sunflower. Somebody dumped a whole bunch of seeds, and I saw one of the seeds was a big black thing that looked like sunflower. So that's cool, whoever put it there. I circled it and put some mulch, take care of it. So I had baby snaps, I brought them out here, and they are growing good. They are flourishing out here. She wanted them on her side, so I got her on her side. This one was from seed, and these are all from, what, did somebody plant something there? Something like that, so these are gonna be nice. And I'll show you what they look like. The strawberries get soaked here too, so they're probably not gonna do all that well. Unless they hold up till the end of the summer and they stop watering, then they might pop up, because they're supposed to grow and flourish summer and winter harvest. Here's another gladiolus, and then a sunflower over here is getting ready to go. And see over here if you can see it, but I don't know. And then some more lupines and cosmos over here. And now that's the lettuce that doesn't grow like lettuce when it's in a pot, but when it's in the ground it grows like lettuce. So I transplanted it. I got to transplant more because I need my pot for trying to grow lettuce somehow. It's bizarre, right? A plant I bought years ago, it never flowered like the ones next to it in the store, so I put it out here and see what happens. And it looks like somebody put something else out here somewhere, or just dropped a seed when they were having sunflowers, eating seeds. I don't know what they were doing, but. And then I took one of my other plants because they loved the snapdragons, so they wanted them over here. So I took my plant about 3 weeks ago, and it's doing well and it's flowered out here for them. So now they'll have snaps growing bigger and bigger each year on their own. 2 zinnia over here. This side gets the littlest sun, but I got a larkspur, a lupine, a larkspur. And this whole section this way doesn't really get much sun, but it's still doing well, so that's really neat. So I'm gonna go upstairs and see if I can film what I got on my deck, because I don't know what else is up there that I would like you guys to see what I'm doing in my home, so you be inspired, inside or out. Just a real quick focus on here and see if it comes out. So this may run out, so basically the same thing outside, like lavender, which isn't outside, and then you got like viola and snapdragon and sweet williams and forget-me-nots and foxgloves and I don't know, but mom might know, hollyhock and stuff like that. Outside, you can see basically the same stuff. I want to show you a couple of things in here though that are growing really nice. So that's celery, snaps, thornless raspberry. I cut zinnia from like a plant a little bit smaller than this, or maybe the same size. I rooted it in water after about 5 days, and then I planted it, and it's doing well. There's some cosmos doing well in there. The marigolds, you can tell are those. And then over on there, you see how they're not as bushy in the front, but they flowered like singular. And then these two over here in these two far end pots are more bushy. Sunflower over here in the middle, larkspur, and look at the watermelon in my pot. Look at how it goes, extends. I'll make room soon, that way it has the whole front end to put its melons down and stuff. And these are two blueberry bushes, the round one and the blue one. As you can tell, they look the same. And then there's strawberry here, strawberry there, and strawberry right there. Here's tomatoes growing in here. The big tall ones side by side are tomatoes, and they're flowering well. Red bell pepper, just a mix of flowers, and then red bell pepper in the front doing well, and in there. And you can see, let's see for this camera. All right, so it's flowering down there if you can see the flower. So they took a long time. It's been like 3 months, or maybe more. But these are from red bell pepper that are organic and from the store, organic non-GMO, and some of the tomatoes are too. So you can see how awesome that is. Wild mint that I'm going to transplant because it used to be really big. The winter killed it a little bit, came back to life. It's got a new one here starting. So I'm going to put in a bigger pot to grow. It's awesome having mint. If you plant it outside though, they say it could spread like wildfire. Almost all my gladiolas, I had like 25 gladiolas all put up here, and almost all of them have died out. I tried to keep them real watered. I tried not to water them so much. I don't know what happened. They didn't do well. Some more. I don't know what they are. It might be sweet williams and then violas. Then this experiment didn't go so well. One cucumber. I started more in the balcony now, in a flatter, like I did the watermelon. The bucket just didn't work, and for whatever reason, every time it was outside, it just kept wilting and dying, no matter how much water. It doesn't make sense, and the bucket wasn't overheating and all. So like in the ground, they take 100-degree weather and a lot of water. In the pail, they couldn't take hardly 70-degree temperatures and water. So I don't know. So basically, this is the only one left, and I restarted them in the watermelon container, like that round rectangle one. More baby snapdragons that I'll grow and then put out and about on the other side, so that it's an equal snapdragon thing. Same thing with these. Once they get healthier and bigger, like you saw on my deck, I'll put them outside, and then they'll have them all year round, or they'll regrow every year. And some celeries. Excuse me, not celeries. Parsleys. My cactus. I didn't show you it outside, but I have a huge Christmas cactus, and I cut it and started another one. And you can see the zinnias doing real well here. All right, so you can grow them in or outdoors, in pots, on the deck, or on behind the windowsill. So here's something cool. The basil, again, these are non-GMO and organic on almost everything, plants, flowers, and food. The only thing would be like the melons that I bought from the store. I don't know what they are, but I grow them organically, so from now on they're organic. But here's a whole bunch of basil that just grows like wildfire. It's awesome. I love it. Here's something is neat. So the cilantro down there grew straight up like a thick stalk, and it turned the different leaves from this leaves to those cilantro leaves that are more thin, like, weird like. You ever see those, how cilantro does that? And then it flowered right away. It didn't give me no cilantro, but when I put it in here, it grows different. It grows flimsy, like almost like that this thing should be in the ground, but it's not. And I've tried different depths to start them, and it didn't matter. They always do this in my pots, but they at least grow like cilantro, so I can cut them and eat them. And here's another example of one starting. And here's dill. Now you saw the dill was in front of the frog, that tall, long thing. I might finish it and show you the dill. So the dill does the same thing, and it produces mini dill. I'm going to go down and show you real quick. So look at that, because I'm finished up here. All right, so before I run out, these are dill. So this big guy in front of the frog grew straight. It didn't get damaged by the thing, and I had cut it. So it had grown, and it's producing dill all over, where the other ones did like the cilantro, which I'll try to get in the film too. So these had already flowered, and now they're turning into, I guess, like seed pods, like dill seed or something. But as you can see, they don't have too much dill on them. There's just a little bit. Some of them, if I can show you, but you see the difference how they grow compared to there. So there's a branch down here, and that has a lot of dill on it. And some of them have a lot of dill, but it's not like I thought. So I cut it here yesterday, and it doesn't look like it's gonna grow. So just like the cilantro, it went into flowering mode right away. It grew and flowered, and I've been trying to cut it and use it. If you guys back home like dill, oh man, to have this fresh dill, this kind of variety is awesome. Want to talk about livening up your food better than any dill you can buy in the store, even if it's fresh? This is awesome to have. So anyway, you see the difference how it grew. And here's the cilantro. And when I said those different leaves, I meant these leaves right here. See how it's different than the ones I have inside? They grew like that at first, and then they turned into that. And then they flowered. So parsley's doing fine, and the basil is doing fine. So if anybody knows why that might be, and I guess what I have now is coriander seeds in those little green pods that will happen. So I'm going to have to let some of them grow, and then maybe some of them I'll cut at the base or the stem to see if they'll start as cilantro again. And as the weather cools down, maybe they won't flower and bolt like that so fast. Same thing with the dill. But the dill grows so fast that I can't keep up with anything. I asked the neighbors. I tried to do this so to make a community, you know, to get people inspired to eat better and to do stuff, but, you know, how that goes around. So, yeah, the dill is wonderful, and the tomatoes and everything. So, that's it. It's awesome to see all this stuff, see it grow. And here's an example. This guy turning a little bit yellow. Yesterday he was green. So I'm thinking too much water, because the leaves look like they're turning yellow too. So I think there's too much water. So I've been letting them like the last couple of days go on their own. There's another new one starting down here, this little guy. And there should be, oh see, here's an example. Green yesterday, yellow today. My guess is that there's too much water, so hopefully the sprinklers will cool down a little bit, or else my beautiful cucumber crop will only be one cucumber. And I was hoping to give it out to the neighbors and stuff. Try to, you know, like I said, get people more aware of doing their own stuff and buying stuff instead of eating crap and paying for it. All right, so that's it, guys. Anybody watching, lots of love to you all. And I'll just